Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lots of Dead Space. I'm here today to tell you exactly why Call of Duty Warzone sucks on console. Now, just saying these words out loud is super controversial. I'm probably already getting a bunch of dislikes as we speak, but I want you to hear me out. I have a bunch of really solid points, and I would also like to start off by saying that I love this game. I have more than 1,000 hours put into it. I play it regularly, but there are these outlining issues that I wanted to point out today in this video that need to be fixed, especially for console players. So these are the 4 things I'm going to cover in this video. I'm also not going to sugarcoat any of my statements. I understand a lot of their decisions are purely business related. I understand that they're here to make money and they're doing a really good job at it. But these things that I wanted to point out, if they are fixed or get addressed in the future, it will make this game just that much better. So let's address the most extreme and immediate issue with this game. All of these cheaters. Guys, I've never seen so many cheaters in a single game in my entire life. There's the statistics that there is at least one cheater in every single Warzone match. That is ridiculous. You might get lucky and get one game that doesn't have anything, or get super unlucky and have an entire lobby filled with aimbot hacking. And this is a huge issue, not only just because this is an online multiplayer game, but because it's one of the biggest online multiplayer games, and it almost feels like the developers of the game just don't care or have no way of stopping it. Now, some of you may be like, what are you talking about? People have been cheating in games forever. Now, that may be true, but as a person who is mainly on console, I do have a PC. It's a really good one, in fact. It's just I spent my whole life playing with a controller, and that's what I'm comfortable with. So I decided to play on console. And one of the advantages of playing on consoles is that it's very, very difficult to cheat on a console. Sure, you can have like auto clickers on your controllers and stuff, but for the most part, aim bots and stuff are very hard to access. And the amount of effort that you have to go to hack into a console to get the stuff to work is just not worth it at the end of the day. So just for you console players who are oblivious how the PC works, basically when you download a game, it goes into a folder which you can open up and you can tamper with every single file, data code, animation, texture, you name it, in the game with ease. If you have any skills of coding and development, you can easily go in there and adjust the game to do your bidding. And this is fantastic for modding games like Fallout. It is much better to play games like Skyrim and Fallout on the computer because the lifetime of the game increases tenfold at that point. Where this is not good is in games like Modern Warfare, where they are using this ability to tamper with the files to cheat. It is so easy for someone on the computer to just download an aimbot and get 50 kills a game. It is ridiculous. And not only that, but there's a lot of settings that you can adjust on the computer that console players do not have access to, which I'll cover later on. But it comes to the point where to fix the cheating issue, we have to fix the crossplay issue, or find a way to disable computer players from hacking the game, like an anti-cheat system. I'm not very sure how they would do this, but they've made so much money off of this game just this past year that I'm sure they can have some smart person figure it out. Now, why people are putting so much effort into cheating in a video game when they could be doing something like the GameStop stocks and stuff, I don't know. Personally, in video games, I like to feel like I'm earning my keep, that feeling that you wiped out a squad, not because you were cheating, but because you got to that point of skill, is much more rewarding. I see cheating for games like esports and stuff, you know, if you're doing it for money, I see why people would cheat at that point, but like just for your online play, why would you just sit there and hold the mouse button and then just click? Why do that when you can do that on your phone and play cookie clicker, you know? That part I don't understand. Now, what we can do about it is a couple of things. First of all, which brings me to my next subject I wanted to cover, which is the crossplay with PC and the unfair settings that PC has. Now, right out of the gate, PC already has the advantage over console players. I know console players have a little bit of aim assist, but that's because of how absurdly overpowered it is to be extremely skilled with the mouse and keyboard. If I, my whole life, was playing on a mouse and keyboard, I'd be significantly better at this game than I am right now, currently, because I use a controller. The ability to stay on target, the fine-tuned movements, the aim fluidity of a mouse is just unmatched when you're talking about controller. The advantages are so great, in fact, that using a mouse and keyboard against console players, in my eyes, is considered cheating to begin with. And the game really has no way of disabling this feature. I'm totally fine with crossplay. I think Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, if they can play this game, should be able to play with each other, you know? There's no reason why not, because they're all using the same devices to play the game. Now, the fact that they have to insert computer players into that and they will not give you any way of disabling them is complete bullshit. You can't even disable crossplay to begin with. You can't just only play against Xbox players. You have to either play with everyone or you can't play the game. I don't like this. With the amount of streamers and people playing this game on a daily basis, I know for a fact they can easily keep their servers up for PC alone and then have console players be able to play crossplay with their friends that have PlayStations and stuff like that without having to deal with these people that have such an unfair advantage against us. Now, I can see a bunch of comments already calling me a bitch, whining about, get better at the game. But honestly, it's just not fair. It really isn't. I don't know why this is a thing. For someone that only plays console and probably will still play console even though he has a computer, just because that's what I grew up playing. I don't want to have to deal with people that have basically cheat codes built into their game to begin with. And then on top of that, having other cheat codes like aimbot and auto clicker, wall hacks, constant UAVs. It's just ridiculous. And to be totally honest, I would be okay with playing with PC players if there was a way to have them sign an agreement that they can't access the game files. When they download it, it's actually in like a locked state that is not able to be tampered with. That way, they can't cheat, even if they wanted to. And if they were to do something like that, I would be happy to deal with the unfair advantage, even though it's still bullshit. But just not having to deal with these aimbots and hackers, it's fine. I would be totally okay with it. But I highly doubt that this is something that can actually happen. And even if it did happen, I'm sure there's some meta geniuses that can just hack into it and open it up anyway. So it wouldn't work that way. At the end of the day, I think the only way to fairly play this game would be to allow console players to crossplay with each other and leave the PC players out of this. They have enough players to keep the servers running by themselves. Consoles have enough to play them by themselves. I do not see why we have to interact with each other. And I have a friend who says it's because the streamers like the easier kills. This could be it. The people that bring them the most money are the streamers and the people watching the streamers. So who knows? Maybe it really is just about the money and they don't give a so who knows? But leaving cheating to the side, they still have just unfair advantages when it comes to settings. They can adjust their field of view. They can adjust graphics settings. They can reduce fauna, make it easier to see through bushes and stuff. This is just not fair. These are things that you cannot do on the console that you can do on the computer. So that's basically all the gripes I have about the computer. All in all, I would love for everyone to play with each other and no one cheat. But this is reality, and this is just how it is. I don't think the developers are going to do any of these changes. I don't think they're even going to see this video. That's fine. I'm just getting out these frustrations that a lot of us are having and seeing if maybe you guys are feeling the same way that I am. So the last thing I wanted to cover is basically just the unbalanced bundles and new weapons that keep getting added to the game at each season. So basically, they add weapons. The most recent example is with this season, they added all the Cold War weapons, which everything was just unbalanced at that point. That I understand. It's really hard to balance like 42 new weapons into a game that already had another 60 or something weapons. But a better example of what I'm trying to get at is when they first added the Grau 556 with the prototype alpha, the MP5, the Mac 10, and the Hellfire shotgun, the double tap, with the dragon's breath and shit on it. But basically what they'll do is they'll release a bundle. It will be overpowered for like maybe 1 or 2 months, and then they'll nerf it, and they just keep repeating this cycle. So basically what you want to do if you want to stay on top and have that unfair advantage over people is you buy that bundle, you use that gun until it's nerfed, and then you wait for the next bundle to come out. And they've been doing this kind of on and off for a while. First it was the Grau 556. I bought it. I even paid into it too. I was like, this Grau 556 is like the most overpowered gun I've ever seen in my life. Get the prototype alpha bundle kit, and it was great. Then they nerfed it, then they nerfed it again, and now it's balanced. The MP7 was also a part of this bundle. It was the prototype Omega, which came with the alpha. They nerfed that into oblivion as well. Then it was the MP5. They added a red tracer round version of it, and it was overpowered. Then they nerfed it. It's kind of okay now. It's semi-balanced. Then in the season after that, they added more burst rifles and single shots, making the FAL completely overpowered. There was also a gun that had a shotgun attachment that insta-killed people, which was a part of a bundle, and they made the decision to not nerf it until a month later for reasons that we probably already know. And then the Cold War weapons came out. I know I'm just skipping ahead. The streamers figured out the DMR was overpowered, and then every single match for about 3 months was just cancer. You couldn't go anywhere without getting sniped by a DMR. Then this season, the MAC 10, and the next season that comes out in like 3 days, who knows? There's going to be a bundle for something, but they just keep doing this. I don't think they're going to stop this either, because it's kind of genius. You make a bundle with a gun loadout that is overpowered. People buy that bundle trying to get unfair advantage, try to get some extra wins and their KD up. They nerf it, they release another one, rinse and repeat. Nobody says it's pay to win, but secretly it kind of is pay to win. It's just something that I've noticed personally. I'm sure everyone's already talked about this. But that's basically all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I know I'm not that great in this game. I was just trying to get footage. So I just played some team deathmatch and I wasn't feeling it. So I was like missing a bunch of shots. It's whatever. I'm not a streamer. I'm not here telling you I'm the best at Call of Duty. But I do like to play the game, and I wish that it would be fair. And I wish that we didn't have to play against these streamers, basically. So let me know what you guys think. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.